Alright, first off, I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the tribe hitting the program with me. Shout out to all the new tribe members coming through in 2019, ready to rock it, taking things seriously. Big shout outs to y'all. Now, today, I really got to talk about core training. Now, when I say core training, I'm talking about those fitness model magazine front page cover muscles, right? The six pack, that nice flat snatched waist. I want to talk about the training revolved around that. And I want to talk about the most common mistakes that I see people make in regards to core training. Now, anybody who's spoken to me about core training before knows I'm not a big fan of crunches. I'm also not a big fan of just holding a plank position for Lord knows how long. But I like a little bit more nuance, right? I like rep quality. I like dynamic movement, right? So first off, the big thing about core training that you really need to know is that you don't train your core muscles the way you train everything else, because they have a fundamentally different function. So for example, let's say chest muscles, right? Shoulders, biceps, whatever the case is, right? These kinds of muscles are primarily for producing force, right? Bicep curl, you want to produce force, lift a weight. Chest, you want to press a weight. You want to produce some force. You want to create some power. But in your core muscles, right, those torso muscles are meant to resist force. They're meant to prevent movement at the torso. They're meant to protect your spine and stabilize your torso while you move your arms and legs and all of that kind of stuff through different ranges of motion. So when you're training your core in a way to produce force, you're not really doing those muscles justice, because that's just not what they're for. So while I'm talking here, I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be demonstrating some core exercises that I mostly do that I find to be very effective, not just for me, but also for everybody in the tribe, right? Because you don't want to just develop blocky abs or whatever that sit on the top of your stomach, but you want to actually develop an aesthetic torso with a small waist that's defined, right? And you want that to be able to show. You want that hard work to show as you get leaner and cut all that unnecessary body fat from around your torso. So there's two ways you can train core. One is the most common way that I've seen, and one is the least common but the most effective way. Now, the most common way is, let's say, taking body weight and doing a bunch of reps, right? Or taking a light weight, doing a bunch of reps. And I'm talking a lot of reps, right? The hundreds of leg raises, the hundreds of sit-ups, 1,000 crunches, right? Getting on a captain's chair like this with the shoulders all up and just raising the legs and the knees repeatedly like this, just for countless reps. Now, this is a pure example of quantity over quality. And anybody who knows me knows I like the reverse. I like quality over quantity. So I'm all about rep tempo, pauses, and really focusing mind-muscle connection and the contraction of the muscle. So the most effective way, but the rarest way to actually train your core, is the second way, which is purely focusing on contracting and feeling every fiber of your core musculature, right? Really deliberately training, where you're taking your time, you're moving through a slow and controlled rep tempo, flexing the spine, breathing in, drawing in the belly button, really contracting everything, right? Everything down to your breathing. So you don't want to be out of breath doing core, because you gotta let go, and right when you breathe in, you gotta relax your abs in order to breathe in, right? And then you breathe out, you kind of contract your abs. So you gotta control your breathing and everything as well. So let's say in a prone knee tuck, right? For example, you can do this on your hands or you can do this on your forearms. Either way, right? It really depends on what level you're at, or whatever the case is, whatever your preference is, right? Some people, you may want to go on your forearms because maybe your wrist is bothering you or something like that. Maybe you want to go on your forearms because your triceps are shot or something like that, right? But when you do this exercise, it's not just about just, bringing the knees in repeatedly. Left, right, left, right, left, right, or left, right, left, right, left, right, just doing a bunch of reps. But quality, left, pause, right, pause, left, pause, right? Slow it down, feel the contraction, right? Breathe in, take a deep breath, and then breathe in, slowly release the breath, draw in that belly button, right? Like you're trying to suck in your stomach. Breathe out hard with force. Really suck in, hunker down, right? As you draw that belly button in, you're flexing your spine, contracting the abs, the obliques, everything. Really feeling every fiber, right? Pushing away from the ground, pushing your palms into the ground, pushing your upper back, your spine up to the ceiling, right? Really pushing hard, contracting the abs hard, while simultaneously bringing the knee as close to the chest as you can get it. And then slowly bringing that foot back, and then doing the same thing on the other side. Right, so now you see how I just described it with all the emphasis and everything like that? That's how you want to train your core. You want force, you want effort in every rep. And so if you just did it where it was quantity over quality, you can do left, right, you can do 1, 2, 3 all the way to like 40, 60, 100. You can be there all day, right? As long as your shoulders can stand it. But if you do it with the quality, it's a whole different story. Rather than getting like 60 reps, you may only be able to get 10 or 12. But you're going to feel your abs and obliques and your serratus, that serratus, which is the muscle that's right over your ribs, right? You'll be able to feel all of that way more than if you were to just focus on quantity.